Okay, good day everyone. Our topic for today is about a secure browser. Keep you safe. We live in a world where our personal information is passed back and forth between companies. Every day, there are internet security breaches. Hacker attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated. Despite this, most people do not give much thought to which web browser they use. They use popular browsers like Chrome without hesitation. Today, we'll take a look at the safest browsers that also safeguard your privacy. So the secure browsers that protect your privacy, we have Brave, Tor, Firefox, Iridium, Epic, GNU Icecat, other honorable mentions, Pale Moon, DuckDuckGo, and Vivaldi. We have also 4 browsers that aren't as secure as you think. You have the Google Chrome, MicroEdge, Safari, and Opera. Safe Web Browsing 101. Number 1, tips for safe browsing habits. Browser add-ons for security and privacy. Why private browsing mode isn't good enough. If the protect of that information in the hands of a stranger doesn't give you the creeps, nothing will. Sorry, but browsing in private incognito mode does not make you more secure or private. Every website you visit can see your real IP address and location. So even if you're browsing incognito, combining a secure browser with a trusted virtual private network is the only way to properly safeguard your identity and privacy than surfing the web. Virtual privacy networks that we recommend are security. Okay, so what safeguards does your browser provide against hackers, vulnerabilities, and online exploits? Another thing is the privacy. Is there a lot of data collected by the browser? And who does it share it with? Are you able to manage your own data? Is it ad blocking? We need to take note that greatest secure browser will always be the one that meets your requirements. Web put together a list of good options for you to consider. Number 1 is the Brave browser. By default, Brave prioritizes privacy. It contains a built-in script blocker and upgrades HTTP connections to HTTPS automatically. Brave doesn't gather or sell user data automatically, and Brave Shield automatically prevents ad trackers. They have a really innovative token redemption system called Brave Rewards, where you can earn bot tokens by watching adverts that respects your privacy. Brave, on the other hand, offers a fantastic user interface. It's based on Chromium, the same source code that powers Chrome, so it's simple to set up and use. It also loads most websites nearly 6 times faster than other browsers like Firefox, Chrome, or Safari on any platform. The list goes on, and take a look at Brave's comprehensive feature set. Cons of Brave browser. Brave, unlike Chrome and Firefox, does not have a large number of extensions, add-ons, or plugins. You'll also need a KYC compliant bank account if you wish to exchange your bot tokens for real money. And some could argue that this negates the purpose of using a secure browser. Number 2, of course, is the Tor browser. Tor, which has been endorsed by Edward Snowden, is a premier browser for privacy and anonymity. Onion routing is essentially Tor's own form of connection. It's called so since it's made up of layers, as though it were an onion. There's also an orgre. Instead of using a central hub to connect to the internet, onion routing links users to the server through each other. Each connected computer has a digital thumbprint that is identical. Pros of Tor. Tor protects your anonymity by encircling you with other anonymous users. Tor is known for being the only browsers that allows you to access the deep web because of its powerful encryption. Tor has features like no script and HTTPS everywhere that protect you from browsing fingerprinting. It has a bad rep, but it's also a useful tool for privacy advocates and anyone looking to avoid censorship and surveillance. Cons, Tor is known to be significantly slower than other browsers. Furthermore, because Tor restricts JavaScript and tracking scripts, not all websites will work on it. You can whitelist scripts as needed, but this may compromise the security of the browser. Number 3 is the Firefox browser. After Chrome and Safari, Firefox is the third most used browser. In recent years, the Mozilla theme has improved Mozilla's privacy measures. Pros. Firefox has a lot of positive features. Firefox, unlike Chrome and Safari, is open source, which means anyone may look at its source code for anything suspicious. It's also constantly updated, and it offers some handy customization features such as the ability to select multiple levels of anonymity. Firefox provides numerous layers of security. Number 1, advanced anti-fingerprinting protections. Firefox Monitor will notify users in the chance of a data breach. Firefox likewise helps keep password safe using 256-bit encryption, and enhanced tracking protection make it difficult for third-party users to track you. So while they do not automatically prevent advertisements, there are a number of excellent add-ons for Firefox that provide additional privacy. Cons. While Mozilla provides a wealth of articles and FAQs, navigating the company's support system may take some time. It also lacks the same number of browser extensions as Chrome. In conclusion, if you make the necessary changes to Firefox, it can be a very good private browser. Turning off telemetry and others. There are numerous instructions available online to assist you in optimizing it. Iridium browser. Iridium might be what you're looking for if you like Chrome but wish it was safer. Iridium source code and features are nearly identical to Chrome's. It was created to be a safer version of Chrome. The only significant difference is the greatly better security and simpler interface, which eliminates the bloatware that flags Chrome. Pros? Iridium, like Chrome, is extremely user-friendly. It's actually cleaner than Chrome because most of the Google features that aren't needed are disabled. Many Chrome Web Store plugins, however, will work with Iridium. Iridium contains several features that streamline the Chrome experience, in addition to an ad blocker and tracker blocker. Cons. Despite its recognizable layout, Iridium may be extremely perplexing at times. There's an option to sign into your Google account, for example. However, it is ineffective. It's been dubbed a off-brand Chrome by some, to each his or her own. Epic Privacy Browser. Another excellent browser choice is Epic. It sends all web traffic through a proxy server which blocks trackers and cookies automatically. Pros. Epic is a game that has a lot going for it. It hides your IP address and browser history by using an encrypted proxy server. Ad tracking scripts, cookies, Bitcoin mining scripts, and third-party widgets are all protected by Epic. The browser will automatically erase its cookies and browsing history when you close it. Epic also bans certain sorts of real-time communications calls that have the potential to reveal your IP address, even if you're using an encrypted proxy or a virtual private network as an added degree of security. One last fascinating feature is that Epic may be used to spy on the space. It displays who is tracking you as well as the trackers that your browser has blacklisted. Cons, what the drawback? There aren't any plugins available for Epic. Furthermore, despite Epic's claim to be open source, users are unable to download the browser source code. You must first contact the Epic team in order to receive the browser source code. Number 6 is the GNU Icecat browser. It is a fork of Firefox that was created as part of the GNU Free Software Initiative. Pros. Icecat is free software that comes with a number of privacy add-ons and customizations by default. Of course, although some say this is overkill, no? Spyblock, LibreJS, which prevents proprietary JavaScript code and protects your use freedom. And HTTPS everywhere are example of this, plus some anti-fingerprinting precautions. Cons, Icecat is essentially an earlier version of Firefox. It can take a long time to load. Also, the 15 extensions that come pre-installed aren't for everyone. They can also be cumbersome and complex to set up. Number 7 is the Pale Moon browser. Built with privacy and usability in mind, and this clone of Firefox is based on an older version. Number 8, DuckDuckGo browser. This is a search engine that is completely anonymous actually. Number 8 is Vivaldi. So a highly customizable browser with a focus on data security, and it's simply plain entertaining. The poor browsers that aren't as secure as you think. Because as I mentioned earlier, no, we prefer always to use this for common browsers. Google Chrome. So while some browsers promise to be secure, they may not be the greatest option when it comes to privacy. So number 1, Google Chrome, it is the internet's most widely used browser. It's fantastic, simple to use, quick, except Chrome collects data from all of its users. Again, except Chrome collects data from all of its users. Almost everything you do in Chrome is tracked, gathered, and retained for the purpose of targeted advertising. Microsoft Edge. Use it to get a better browser and then forget about it. Edge is not only a slow, unresponsive, and unintuitive browser, but it is also closed source and opaque. Safari. The Apple-owned browser is well known in the community for concerns like bugs, compatibility issues, and obsolete software, among other things. It's okay in terms of privacy and security, but it's a little sketchy at the same time. They were caught holding Safari browsing history backups that were supposed to be erased a year ago. They were also discovered gathering Safari history even when the browser was set to private mode. And number 4 is Opera. Opera used to be decent browser in general. Then what? The web browser was sold to a Chinese business for $600 million in 2016. And the browser hasn't been the same since. Your data will be captured when you utilize the free virtual private network because it no longer offers full system encryption. The policy on privacy has also deteriorated. So here are some behaviors for more secure and private browsing in addition to using a secure browser. Tip number 1, don't forget to secure your mobile devices. No? Many of the browsers mentioned above have a mobile version available for iOS and Android users. Firefox Focus is a fantastic alternative that also includes automatic ad blocking. Just keep in mind that there is an additional security risk. Most mobile devices connect to the internet via Wi-Fi or cellular networks, which adds another layer of vulnerability. Number two, or tip number two, beware the browser password or password manager. Depending on whatever browser you're using, storing your password in your browser can be unsafe. Your passwords are saved in clear text the majority of the time. Consider using a good password manager like Dashlane or LastPass if you want to stay safe. So, how we rank our best password managers? Of course, usability. The program needs to be user-friendly. UI and UX plays an important role here because the best program is useless if it's not usable. Feature, the amount of features the program has and how it adds value to the users. Security, password managers hold the keys to our digital lives. Makes sense if we require them to have good security. And value. Last but not the least, we'll look at how much value you get for the price you pay. Tip number 3, don't forget to tweak your browser settings. Many browsers feature privacy and security settings that can be customized. To get the most out of their privacy features, go to their official website or look for a helpful guide. Tip number 4, try browser compartmentalization. Okay. While exploring the web, many of us prefer to stay hooked into our accounts, such as Facebook or Gmail. This, on the other hand, permits their trackers to record your online behavior. And this can be solved by using distinct web browser for various online activities. Okay, so consider the following scenarios. Browser number 1 is only used for browsing the internet. You've modified the setting to make them as safe as possible, ensuring that your cookies and browsing history aren't safe. You may use another browser 2. It's only used for logging into online accounts that require a password. And another browser, or browser number 3, has been tweaked to provide the highest level of privacy and security. When you need both, use this. Browser add-ons for security and privacy. To improve browser privacy and security, several browsers allow you to add third-party programs. Here are some suggestions. They may not be available on all browsers actually. Number 1, Privacy Badger is a free and open source extension developed by the Electronic Frontier Foundation that blocks spying, advertising, and invisible trackers. Next is uBlock Origin, a great browser-based content blocker that keeps you safe from tracking. It's not to be confused with uBlock. HTTPS Everywhere. Now, another one from the EFT. When possible, force website to use the more secure HTTPS encrypted connection. uMatrix, an open source browser plugin that provides you control over the request that may be tracking you while you navigate through different websites. Quite technical, may be confusing for beginners. Why private browsing mode isn't good enough? Why? Okay, your activities are still viewable, saved, and can be shared or sold to third parties even if you use private browsing. In other words, in private browsing mode, you will not be anonymous. Moreover, private mode, because your IP address is not hidden, you can still be tracked. ISPs, the government, and the hackers can still monitor your network and allows key-logging software to passively snoop on your traffic and activity. You should utilize a trusted virtual private network to truly be safe online. So how can a virtual private network protect you? Your IP address and geographic location are hidden. Geo-restricted content can be unblocked. Your internet traffic is encrypted, secure, and anonymized. and your online behavior is hidden from your ISP. So this will be the top 3 suggested virtual private network. So number 1 is NordVPN. Best overall VPN for speed and privacy. Powerful and well-priced with an impressive server network of 5,600 plus worldwide. Another one is Surfshark. No? Best cheap virtual private network with a starting grid price of $2.49 US dollar per month. And number 3, Express virtual private network. Best premium virtual private network for those wanting stability, security, design, and solid performance. So all you have to do is to join up and download it to your devices. You only need to connect to a server to use virtual private network. So I think that's it. Thank you for listening. And if you have some question, do not hesitate to post your question in our chat box for me to address all your queries or comments. So thank you and good day, everyone.